Good morning, folks. So I have another story. Crazy people, crazy times, and crazy roosters. That last part was just a joke, obviously. But yes, no, crazy times, crazy people. So here goes. I was on my way home, up the road here a few miles. I come to an intersection. Sorry, I didn't mean to pause there, but I thought someone was going to come back out on the porch here, and they're having a conversation on the phone, and I didn't want that to interrupt this video. Anyhow, I'm pulling up to this intersection. It's a main intersection, a main road. The road comes up a steep hill just at the turn that I was about to take. Okay, so it's blind. People coming up that hill at 50 miles per hour, which they're not supposed to be, but they do, 50 and sometimes even faster, 60 even. Well, as I was coming up to the intersection, there was a truck off the side of the road, and I noticed from a distance as I was getting closer that there appeared to be something in the road, like something big. Honestly, to me, it looked like a section of wall. Like, a wall from a house, like a plywooded wall. As I got closer, I realized that it was plywood. Lots of plywood, about 20 sheets scattered in the road. As I'm pulling up, getting closer, I'm getting ready to put my hazards on, and people coming off the side road onto the main road are swerving, not just around the plywood, but around the guys trying to pick the plywood up. I couldn't believe it. Even if you can't, okay, even if you're older, which I don't know that they were or they weren't, I don't know. But even if you're older and you can't get out of your vehicle to offer a helping hand, the very least you could do is stop and put your hazards on. My goodness. I mean, it was like 3 or 4 cars swerved around these guys trying to pick plywood up off the street. I put my hazard lights on, and it was me and another person in the truck. I put my hazards on. We jumped right out of the truck and helped these guys pick up the plywood. Thankfully, as we were getting this plywood picked up, a police officer, they often park right nearby, and he could see the whole thing from where he was, and that's where I'm assuming he was, but there's a fire station. And so thankfully he pulled up and he blocked off that area coming up the hill, because I was definitely concerned about that, because the crazy people these days, just like the 3 cars that swerved around these poor guys just trying to pick up the plywood off the road, potentially causing harm. Certainly the what's the word I'm looking for? The chance for them to cause harm was very high. I mean, that was extremely dangerous and extremely. I mean, you would have to be just a crazy Fruit Loop to be swerving around a couple of guys trying to pick plywood up off the middle of the road. I mean, I don't get it. I don't get it. Are you that? Have people literally, I know the answer, but have people literally gone that crazy to where they're just going to swerve around all this stuff, putting people's lives at risk? My goodness. So that's what happened, and I am not surprised in the least, but people are absolutely just going crazy. I mean, first, it was the incident out front here, and this is not the first time I've seen even stuff like this. Something like this recently happened. What was it, about four months ago? I was coming down the highway that goes into Belfast, Maine here, and it's 55, miles per hour through there. And of course, most people go 60, 65, whatever. And it was something very similar to this. some heavy material flew off the back of the guy's pickup truck. No, that's not what it was. There was a cap that belonged to a pickup truck that was sitting in the middle of the road. And as I was getting closer to it, people weren't stopping. They were swerving around this thing, this big thing sitting in the middle of the road. As I pull up to it, I stop right in the middle of the highway. And thankfully, someone else stopped on the other side of the highway, another man. And he put his hazards on, I put my hazards on. Everybody got out of the truck, and we grabbed this thing and put it out of the road and put it safe so people could pass, not just swerved around it. I mean, and again, if you're older, the least you could do is stop, put your marker lights, put your hazards on, and call the cops. Call somebody. Don't just swerve around these objects and put people's lives at risk. This is something that is happening. I see happening more and more and more and more frequently. People have gone crazy. They've gone absolutely batshit crazy. And with everything going on in this country, with the so-called diesel shortage, the fact that they say we have a few weeks left of diesel, oh my goodness, I can't imagine if that happens and people can't buy the normal things they need to survive coming into the wintertime especially. Wow. Boy, you better be locking your door because they're going to go just absolutely nuts. Absolutely. This country will turn sideways so fast, and you will have these nutballs doing whatever it takes, and I can only imagine what they'd be capable of. But I'm going to tell you what, I'm ready. Let's put it this way. I'm as ready as anyone can be. Because the truth is, you could have 20 crazy people come over here, all weaponed up, and knowing whatever that I might have here, and try to take it. Believe me when I tell you, I will not go out easy. It will not be easy for them. I hope that doesn't happen. I definitely do not want that to happen, but I am definitely prepared for it to potentially happen. And I certainly hope that everyone out there listening to my voice is as prepared as they possibly can be at this particular moment in time. And if you don't have anything, get whatever you can. Whatever you can right now. Spend every extra few bucks you got and spend every buck you got. Why not just keep enough to get you back and forth to work or whatever it is that you do to sustain yourself. Spend every other penny on getting yourself supplies because things are getting real crazy real fast. I hope you all are safe and continue to stay safe. God bless you, and I'll talk to you in the comments.